Race for president is heating up, and Occidental College professor Caroline Heldman is here this morning to talk about this week's debates and more. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
So now, what are we learning about what Democrats think they need to do to win November 2020?
Well, the very first thing they need to do is move this field from 24 candidates, down to one. And so right now we see the struggle essentially for the soul of the party, where in the top tier candidates, you have the more moderates, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and then you have the more, progressive wing of the party, if you will, with Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. So there's a huge struggle, really, for the soul of the party about whether or not to put up a moderate on the top of the ticket or to put up somebody who will appeal better to the Democratic base.
But do you think the Democratic voters are thinking about who would be the best president, or are they thinking about who can actually beat President Trump? And can that actually be the same person?
Well, it could be the same person, although in the modern media age, really, it's not about how well you govern. It's about how well you can win in an election. And oftentimes those two things don't go together. So, for example, President Obama got into office with very little experience because we're in the modern media age. Donald Trump came in with no military experience, no political experience. He was a reality TV host. So at the end of the day, the parties really need to focus on winning that election, and that has almost nothing to do with governance, which is kind of a shame, and it's where we are in American politics right now.
And there is growing support for impeachment hearings in the House. Will Speaker Pelosi let this happen? And if not, is this something that will hurt her legacy, in your opinion?
Well, it depends upon whether or not Donald Trump gets reelected. But in terms of whether impeachment is a good idea, she's really looking at what happened back with Bill Clinton in the mid-90s, when the Republicans started impeachment proceedings and faced this huge backlash. The Democrats really, in her calculation, Nancy Pelosi's, can't afford that during an election period, especially when only 21% of the American public supports impeachment. So as much as hyper-partisan or party loyalists really want that, it's a risky endeavor, and Pelosi knows that.
Okay, and in your opinion, what's the one story that maybe didn't get the headlines it deserved this week?
Well, I think a big story is that Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, did approve a bill that requires Donald Trump and all other candidates to release their tax returns. And in the Constitution, it is very clear that states get to decide how they choose electors to the Electoral College, which is the body that actually elects the president. And so while this will be debated in court, this could be a real turning point for states' power in determining what candidates have to provide for them to get on the ballot.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if President Trump ever actually releases his taxes.
That'll be the day, Amy.
A lot of folks are waiting for that. All right, Caroline, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We always appreciate your insight.
Thank you.